Actually hear the music there, and it's not just me and Tracy going crazy dancing. It was actually, that was our entrance to Because I'm Happy, because it's Friday and we're feeling good today. We're feeling happy and we want to share a little bit of love with you all.
Who's not happy on a Friday?
I know, exactly.
End of the week.
Should be happy every day.
Beautiful weather outside.
That's our plan in Rhi Trace, so to try and be happy every day and to share a little bit of love.
Yeah.
Whilst we got all this crazy coronavirus stuff going on. So
the C word.
I know the C word. We're not
say the C word.
Yeah, we're not talking about that. It's actually banned. I'm banning it from the clinic. We're not allowed to talk about it. You know, that, Brexit and politics are banned. So this is just a happy place from now on. So I think, what are we going to talk about today, Trace?
I think we said acceptance.
Okay.
Was a good subject.
Yeah, we were chatting a little bit yesterday, weren't we, in the car park. We ended up in the car park for about half an hour chatting.
As you do.
As you do, you attempt to go home and then you chat for half an hour. And acceptance came up then. And that was quite a, you know, I think quite a moment really between us. We were like, oh, actually, the real, how important it is, acceptance.
It's a game changer, isn't it?
Yeah, huge game changer.
Once you accept the situation for what it is, whether that's good, bad, then you can change from change your attitude.
Yeah, it's a turning point, and you know,
better way to say it.
Yeah, it is a turning point, and I think whether you're accepting something that's negative or whether you're, you know, well, the way I see things is I accept the things I cannot change and don't accept the things I can. And that's kind of what I live by. So there's things that have been, you know, for example, like my illness. You know, initially when I had my illness and my diagnosis, so I've got Graves' disease, which is a chronic autoimmune disease. And when I'd gone to obviously the doctors, and I was feeling horrendous, and you know, palpitations. You know, I was out of breath, just going up the stairs.
It was a really horrible time, wasn't it?
It was awful. It was awful. Anxiety. My hair was falling out. Lost loads of weight.
Your eyes, remember?
Oh yeah, my eyes were bulging out my sockets. I had the eye disease as well, and it was just horrible. And to be sort of told by medics that you've got this condition, it's a chronic illness, and you'll always have it. You just got to manage symptoms. First of all is medication, and then go down the route of surgery. Well, either sort of radioactive iodine or surgery and removing the thyroid.
Neither were very good options.
No,
it was like, have surgery. What was it?
Radioactive,
you couldn't
which
be
is carcinogenic. So, you know, why
am I going to for weeks or something?
Yeah, why am I going to do that to myself? So, and then what they would do is obviously kill off the thyroid and then give you thyroxine. So I'm like, well, that's not an attractive, you know, first of all, I'm overactive, now I'm going to be underactive, and either way is not a good option for me. But when you're told this kind of stuff, you just accept it. You just go, okay.
Well, it's a medical professional telling you that's your options, that you're going to accept that, aren't you?
Yeah.
And you would think,
And then I just got to a point where I was like, I'm not living like this anymore. I do not want to feel like this. I do not want this to be my life. So I made loads of choices, and changes to, you know, for the better. So lifestyle changes in particular. So I reduced what I was doing in work. I reduced my workload, reduced my stress, did a lot more mindfulness, meditation, yoga, changed my diet completely. I got rid of kind of gluten and dairy, pork, caffeine. I had a period without alcohol as well. So I just kind of really brought it back to basics and
They were exciting times.
Oh, I mean, seriously, yeah.
No alcohol, no dairy, this is
no chocolate, no wine.
Goodness, I have not had that diagnosis. Yeah. I would have taken the pill. You'd be like, no, sorry, I need the wine.
I know, exactly. But I think when you get so desperate though, when you are literally, you feel so horrendous, you will do anything.
Yeah.
You will literally do anything to feel better.
Yeah.
And I mean, now I'm kind of, I have a balance between it all. So I don't I'm not completely giving up everything now. I will have a little bit of wine and a bit of chocolate and a little bit of carbs, but I don't indulge in it all. But certainly the lifestyle thing is a massive thing for me. So whereas I was bottom of the list with everything, so kids, work, family members, friends, partner, everything. Yeah. Everything and everyone came before me. So there was never any time for me, never any time to do the stuff that I wanted to do, that made me happy, that made me tick, that, chilled me out, whatever it may be. And so just to have that acknowledgement of, really put yourself at the top of the pile. And that's what I did.
We don't though.
No.
We don't, because you almost feel guilty for doing that.
Yeah.
And, even from a child then, I, watched my mum be a wife. You think that, the tea needs to be on the table and the children need to be bathed and bed and the uniforms will need to be done for the morning. And yeah, those things, are part of it. But now I find, well, not so much lately, but I find myself feeling guilty for putting myself at the top. And I think loads of people do. Because you don't think you're owed that. Oh, hang on, sorry. The kids come first, and they do, I know they do, but you can also prioritise yourself a lot more, and that's what I'm learning, that you can, when you really think about it, you can, what do I like? What makes me happy? I'm going to do a little bit of that, even if it's 5 minutes of that.
And but when you were saying about, kids being first, there's an element to that you think, well, actually no, because there is on occasions you have to be first, because if you are putting yourself and your health a priority, you are going to be around for those kids.
You're going to be happier and a better person.
And, like when I was in my, the real horribleness of my illness, I couldn't play football with my kids. I remember just sitting in the car in Porthcawl, crying my eyes out because my kids were down on the beach with Adam playing football and I couldn't. I'd gone out the car and had a little bit of a walk for them. We went down, had Beals, you got to go and have Beals fish and chips when we're down in Porthcawl, so went and did that. And then I was done. I
wonder if Beals will sponsor us now. You've named
them. Well. Come on,
Beals.
Gareth. Come on.
we'll name drop you. For a charge, I'll drop your name.
So I'm thinking, well, my kids are missing out because I'm not, because I haven't put my health first. They're missing out anyway because now mum can't go and play football with them.
But then when you don't, as well, speaking about the kids, when you don't prioritise yourself or make yourself happy, even if that just is, that little bit of time that you take for you, then you're more irritable and you're just, they're missing out in that way as well, because that emotion, that's my biggest thing, or used to be, was that, when you see your kids, you want to spend time with them, you want to communicate, you want to laugh, you want to have fun, and when you're too busy doing everything else and everything is stressful and, I've got to do that first, and, you're not who you really are with them then, you're not giving them your whole self. So if you just took that time out, which is what I'm learning, and thought, right, okay, I'm going to do something that makes me happy, then when you're back in their little space, you're with them, you're present.
And I think not just kids, it's kids or family members and friends.
It works for everyone.
It's all of it, isn't it? And you're, so I think, I think that's such an important thing to look after yourself. But I think the other side, because obviously we started this conversation with acceptance.
Yeah, we trailed off a bit now.
We trailed off, but anyway. The other side of acceptance is obviously to accept things that you cannot change. So
right now, we cannot change what's going on in the world.
And I think there's that resistance. There can be that resistance with, well, I don't want to go back into lockdown.
Well, we're not happy about it.
And there's obviously people that don't want to follow the rules or accept the fact that this is all going on, and it's...
But as well, some people haven't got that family around them. They're
tough.
Single, or they're on their own. So they really don't want to accept it, do they? Because it means, really, I've got to miss out now, and my life's not going to go back to normal, or they kind of normal for however long again. So
yeah,
it's hard to accept.
Oh, it is, but it's whilst you have that non-acceptance, you then feel uneasy and you feel angry and you're fighting. There's this sort of resistance, you know, within you. Whereas once you kind of accept and let go, it's almost like, okay, well, what can I do then to to get through this? What can I do to make sure that I am happy and I'm doing things every day that are, you know, bring me joy and will lift my mood? And getting creative and, you know, maybe signing up to an online course or getting, you know, some artwork out that maybe you used to like painting or drawing or crocheting or knitting or whatever it may be, or a bit of DIY, creating something out of wood. You know, it's amazing what, you know, given the opportunity, what we can do. And I think getting back to maybe your childhood and go, well, when I was a kid, what did I enjoy? What made me happy? What would I spend hours just colouring in things, you know? Or would I, you know, go and make a den or be climbing trees? You know, who's to say, why can't adults go and climb trees if that makes them happy? I'm going to find you up a tree on the weekend. You might find me up.
You'll never know.
Stack up a tree.
You'll be on your own. It will be a less thing. I'll be at the bottom. Well, Kate,
I do love a good swing though. When I go to the park with kids,
you've got to get on the swing.
Oh, I love a good swing, yeah.
No, I'll get involved in most things.
Tree climbing I'm not so great at these days, but I try. I do
Give it a go. Kate actually last night, so my daughter's 17, and I did feel sad for her actually. She came downstairs and she said, I'm fed up. I'm so fed up. Looks like we're going to go into lockdown again and I'm so bored and I don't know what to do. And so I said, I know. I said, but it is what it is. You know, you can't change it, so do something about it. I said, use this time to get fitter, use this time to learn something new. Well, like obviously everything I said was, you don't know what you're talking about. You're sad, you don't understand. Of course. Learn a new dance routine. Oh, how old are you? How old do you think I am?
That's what we could do. Watch this space, a little dance routine come in.
Have you seen my dancing?
I know, but you be singing. There you
go.
That's a combo.
I'll
singing, dancing.
I'll sing, you dance. That's good. No, but it's just, you know, trying to, like the things, we've all done different things, haven't we? So, like Beth, our receptionist, she's done a lot more walking. I've never really been a walker. It's more short, sharp bursts of exercise. So I'll go off and do a run and, you know, but I'm a little bit unfit for that at the moment. But I'm enjoying walking. Me and my sister have gone off and done some walking and I'm kind of noticing things that I wouldn't really notice generally, you know. What else have I done? Jumped on classes.
Well, I think there's so much that we can do, but I think we get a little bit in our sort of little habits. So habitually, what are you used to doing? Well, I get up and I eat this and I drink this and then I go to work at that time and then I come home and, you know, I always watch my soaps and I always, you know, it's kind of, you have those little exercise classes that you go to, and of course when everything is disrupted and your routine isn't there anymore and you feel a little bit lost and a little bit, you know, there's no harm in then just, okay, this is your new norm, let's introduce new things. But with those new things is what makes you happy.
Yeah.
And I think that's such the important thing, is that we lose sometimes that connection with what brings us joy. And when you do something, you just feel really like good about it, you know? You have a little spring in your step.
And they don't actually have to be big things.
No.
But we are so, you know, for me then, it's, your plans are, right, what am I doing this weekend? What are the kids doing? And because there's nothing really going on, you haven't got to be taking them here, taking them there. You haven't got plans to go out with friends and meet up on the weekends. You're out of your routine. So to try and, you know, but now I'm enjoying the little things a little bit more than I used to. So so I think it's been a funny time actually, because even though it's been really difficult, it's actually really made me appreciate the smaller things.
Well, it is the basic things that are just...
They're just really basic things.
Basic things are, and the simple things in life are the most important and the ones that gives us the most joy. And I think, you know, just remembering that and getting back to that is just so important. But as we said from the start, that the whole theme of today is acceptance. You know, you can't get in that place without kind of acceptance of, I'm not going to fight this anymore, I'm just going to make the most of this. And what can I do in this time that actually is going to make me grow and make me, you know, improve my knowledge, give me a new skill, make me happy. You know, we don't have to, because I think sometimes we feel, or a lot of people can feel quite static, and they're waiting for the end. It's like,
well,
when this is over, I will.
I'm going to put my life on hold now.
Yeah.
Obviously at this time now, I'm going to be miserable, I'm going to be bored, I'm going to be in the house, and everything's going to be doom and gloom, and then I'll be okay when it's all over. But you don't have to feel like that.
No.
You can just go, okay, it is what it is.
Well, you know, happiness is a choice. At the end of the day, it is a choice that we make. So, you know, we can either suffer and stay in that suffering, or we can choose, do you know what, let's turn this around and let's just, you know, thrive. Let's thrive at this time. Let's make
that's
the most
our
of
plan,
it.
isn't it? Like here, that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do, you know, with all sorts of things here. We've got, you know, not just obviously like online, like all the online stuff that we're doing, but you know, all the sort of one-to-ones and the classes and everything that's going on here. And you know, we just want this place, and we want all our online stuff to just be something uplifting and something funny and light-hearted and not serious, because there's just so much doom and gloom and seriousness right now.
Well, I was just going to say, you know, the media, they don't help today.
Oh no.
I don't watch the news anymore.
No,
I do watch the updates, because obviously we need to know what's going on. But I stopped watching the news.
Yeah.
Because that's all it is. And I know, obviously, it's this really serious matter, and I'm not trying to make light of it, you know, that it's horrendous, lots of people have lost their lives. But when you're hearing this negativity and all the statistics and things, it really does lower your mood. I was becoming and I'm quite chilled out, but I was watching it initially and I was getting really stressed out.
Yeah.
So I just switched it off completely. I just thought, no.
Yeah. Well, I think you know, that's a really valid point, you know, because we're saying about, right, do things that make you happy. You know, what did you used to do when you were a child and all that kind of stuff. But also, it's avoiding the things that don't make you happy as well.
Yeah.
So if things are bringing you down, avoid that as well.
Yeah.
So, you know,
I'll definitely be doing more of that.
Yeah,
that doesn't make me happy, actually.
No, social media is certainly somewhere that I avoid. The news I avoid. I don't really.
As we go live on Facebook.
Yeah, I know exactly. This is.
But we have to reach our fans somehow. So
we need to have, you know, I think there has to be that balance, because there is too much negativity out there. But even things like, you know, the songs that you listen to, the music, you know, you can either choose something uplifting or you choose something that makes you feel even more miserable. The movies that you watch, or, you know, if you're watching soaps and things like that, you know, just stay away from it all. Just
all
get
of
some
those
comedy
things.
on, get some.
All of those things you just said
music.
Is what I've been doing lately.
Have you?
So literally the music.
Haven't I taught you anything?
No, I don't do it.
I thought you meant you doing it.
No.
What are you watching?
No, I listen.
You're listening to
I
me.
didn't notice. So my daughter.
Somebody listens.
It was really funny last night because I was thinking, I like all music, but you know what music really makes me feel happy, and I kind of like African-y type, you know, I like Shakira and a lot of that. So I thought, Alexa, play African music. So I had this African music going on, and then I got a WhatsApp of my daughter, who was just upstairs. Have you lost the plot completely? Not yet was my reply. But
would you like to demonstrate what you were dancing, or what you were doing with this African music?
No,
I'm sure everybody would love to see Tracy's African dance.
I want to keep our viewers wanting more, and I really would want to.
I'm going to work on it. I'm going to work on it for next time. We have a little African dance going on. I don't actually know what that is. That's more Hawaiian, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know where you are in the world. But yeah, so music, I'm trying to find what I really, really like, because I like loads. I'm a bit of a, well, as you know, a bit of a secret country fan, but a lot of that can be, my dog died, you know.
Yeah.
So you've got to pick the upbeat ones. Yeah. So I like that.
So actually, this is what, shall we end on this? I want all of you now to post what your favourite dance singing music is. Whatever music uplifts your mood, that finds you dancing in the kitchen,
Yeah, what would
singing
make you dance
in
around
the
kitchen?
shower or something like that. Just, I want you to post.
Blasting it out in the car
Yeah.
when you think nobody's
Yeah.
listening,
Yeah.
and you've left your window open and the van driver next door's like,
Yeah.
great. Send us your music.
Send us your music, and next time we might play some of those songs. We might have every week as we come in, we might have a little song. So we had "Happy" today by Pharrell. So
it's a great song.
We'll have another song next week. So send them in, and then we'll play your songs at the beginning of each of our shows.
Yeah.
Right.
Good idea.
Thanks for joining us. And,
Thanks for joining
see you
us.
next week.
Have a great weekend. Enjoy the weather.
I went over there.